Symbol of a religion, masterpiece of experience hands generation after generation. This great world wonder can be approached by 4 stairways, but the principal approach is on the southern side. The Southern Stairway. 2 colossal images of legendary half-lion, half-griffin leogryphs sitting proudly at the gate overlooking the southern side. These 30-foot high lions were donated by a broker of Yangon in 1887. The 2 images of sitting ogres behind the lions were the donation of King Dayawadi when he visited the then city of Dagon, now Yangon. If you approach the Shwedagon along the western stairway, you will see the wide stairway supported by the giant pillars. The eastern stairway is being lined by stalls selling religious articles, handicrafts, and Myanmar traditional toys, including the big owls, those which some Myanmar believe brings good luck. When you reach the top of the southern stairway and look upward, you will see the panel of wood carving depicting the 8 major glorious victories in the life of Lord Buddha, decorated with finely carved floral designs of teak wood. The pagoda is not immediately seen from the top of the stairway. It is aesthetically hidden behind a large prayer hall with glass mosaic pillars, only revealing part by part to pilgrims visiting the pagoda clockwise from the southern stairway. Shwedagon is built on the summit of the hill that has been leveled to the form of a platform about 900 feet from north to south and 700 feet from east to west. One draws gladdened tears through sheer emotional satisfaction seeing the shrine of Shwedagon. Nothing can touch a Buddhist Myanmar so much as the sight of the great pagoda with all its glittering globe. Every local or foreigner regards it as a special privilege in one's lifetime to visit this one of the greatest cultural monuments ever erected by man. The Great Pagoda is surrounded by clusters of 150 smaller pagodas on upper and lower terraces. Figures of animals, symbols, spiritual beings representing different planets or days of week. There also stands a figure of an extraterrestrial. He is in fact a recorder who writes down names of good persons and evildoers. Gold plate for good ones and dog hide for evil persons. This young lady may be wondering if her name is written on the gold plate. Many dignitaries have visited since time immemorial. Subhas Chandra Bose of India, Lord Mountbatten of England, King Sihanouk of Cambodia, Richard Nixon of the United States of America, Her Royal Highness Shwedagon of Thailand, and etc. The pagoda has been noted in the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest and tallest in the world. If we walk a little further clockwise from the southern side, there is a significantly eye-catching dark brown colored prayers pavilion donated by ethnic Rakhine brokers. Works of pre-Buddha stories are beautifully woven in intertwining floral designs of intricate wood carvings. Part of Buddhist novitiation ceremony is to expose young boys in front of two figures, King of Gods and the Guardian of Shwedagon. It is a widely accepted practice done outside Buddhist norms. The boys wearing their customary dress for this ceremony seem a bit uneasy in the princely outfit after rounds of procession just before being made a novice monk. According to rules, mothers of the boys offer coconut and bananas to the gods at the shrine. Some 500 meters towards the southeast corner of the western stairway, hidden away behind wild bushes and creepers, there are former barracks once used by British colonial forces during the process of annexation. But trust me, Myanmar rarely come here, because everyone who comes to this vicinity only have in mind for worshipping the great shrine, not to see an old arsenal of an invader. There is no discrimination to enter the pagoda precinct. For an observer, an admirer, a historian, a tourist, a worshipper, it's a free open-door place for everyone. There are clusters of small satellite shrines around Shwedagon on the upper terrace donated by different people of different times during a long period of time. Some are legendary, some mythical, some historical, but some seem very personal. But a few steps from here, the Pagoda Trustee Board have successfully established a Buddha Museum. Life stories of Lord Buddha are painted by various artists in traditional fashion. The story of the Great Shwedagon dates back as early as 2,500 years ago. Two merchant brothers from Myanmar traveled to the western Middle Place, which is supposed to be India today, met Lord Buddha, and were given 8 pieces of hair relics to be enshrined in Myanmar. The king of Oklapa erected the pagoda and enshrined them inside. One full moon day at Shwedagon. There generally are many devotees saying prayers, reciting scriptures, or chanting in unison in the cool moonlit evenings added with candle flames. Being on the platform of Shwedagon or near the great shrine on auspicious days, everyone is in spiritual bliss. On every Sunday and Buddhist Sabbath day, 4 Buddha images of 4 prayer halls have their face washed, and food, fruits, and flowers and light are offered. This practice has been observed since 58 years ago. The face washing ceremony begins at 4 in the morning from the Eastern Hall. It carries on to another Buddha image, clockwise. When the Gautama, the 4th and the last Buddha of this cycle, was face washed, the sun gradually rises amongst surrounding pagodas. The Western Stairway. The pagoda is not just a mere work of art and architecture. The 326-foot bulbous bell-shaped pagoda is made up of various portions between the diamond orb and the pagoda platform. Each resembles both for the celestial and terrestrial realms of different existences. The upper portion from the inverted begging bowl is said to resemble higher and superior spiritual and physical attainment. Diamond orb, nirvana or supreme attainment of non-existence. The planetary post for Wednesday born and the animal sign is a tuskless elephant. The Wednesday born are pouring water on the post and on the elephant figure down below the Buddha image to bring peace and coolness to mind and body. This figure is related to a fable honoring the paternal love. The figure is of a lion with double body and human face. This bell is widely known by the name of its donor, King Sinku. The 24-ton brass bell was cast in 1778, when it was brought away by British as war trophy after conquering Lower Myanmar. The bell sank when the carrier boat capsized and stayed underwater only to be salvaged and be back at its own place in 1923. Though being damaged at the lip, inscription of prayers around exterior surface can be well read. Shinsopu Pagoda, named after the donor Queen Shinsopu, who made renovation and gilded Shwedagon in the 15th century. The figure of an ogress with big eye teeth and carrying a heavy club, apparently to frighten people who approach the pagoda with an evil mind, is also a donation of the Mon Queen. This is to serve as a guardian to her good deeds. Dhammazzedi inscriptions note down all detailed facts about the history and the legend of the pagoda, and renovations made by kings in Pali, Mon, and Myanmar languages. Dr. Forchhammer, an archaeologist, unearthed the slabs, partially buried in 1880. You can also see the wish-granting stones in the same pavilion. The supply pavilion lifts stone after bowing and saying, "May I lift the stone if my wish is granted?" Just an act to strengthen one's own spirit and to uplift downtrodden morals. Actually, they are not related to pagoda or Buddha. Friday Duties Association has its own pavilion donated by its members. The members carry out the religious activities and other necessary works on every Friday on the platform. The Friday Duties Association members today are reciting Buddhist literature before making general cleaning of Shwedagon platform with grass brooms. To keep maintained a lovely tradition of unity and nature, majority rejected modern way of noisy vacuum cleaners on the pagoda platform. A devotee showed me the hair relics well in a pavilion in front of the Northern Prayer Hall. The hairs of Buddha were washed in this well before being enshrined in Shwedagon Pagoda. Now a brick structure is encasing the well and covered with iron rods. He also showed me the way to the chamber housing the Buddha hair relics. It is locked and no one is allowed to get inside for inquisition, for devotion or whatsoever. This pavilion is dedicated to a monk of Pagan era. The monk practiced alchemy to acquire charms for wealth and made his fellow countrymen become very well off by his alchemic charms. This shrine is also widely acclaimed as one of the wish-fulfilling shrines for certain believers. But generally, there are always serious meditators in groups by the gold-covered image. Naundoji Pagoda, or Elder Pagoda, marks the place where Buddha's hair relics were placed before they were enshrined in Shwedagon. It was the model of Shwedagon before building the Great Pagoda. Some find a better place on the upper terrace for recluse to do meditation when Shwedagon is crowded. King Tayawadi's bell is 42 tons in weight and the biggest at Shwedagon. A list of donations and prayers are written around the outer surface of the bell. Young children who are slow to speak at their age are put under the bell so that they speak timely and are articulate. Such children and worried mothers are seen often at the bell. Shwedagon is always a place where people of different spiritual elevation gather around. Some seem much inclined to be animist, some inferior believers of Buddhism, some are traditional, some ordinary, but some are very serious devotees with a higher level of attainment. Thus the Great Pagoda is a place for elevation of spiritual attainment, a place for bodily coolness from worldly cravings in hot summer, in cold season, and also in rainy days. A worshipper and even a little girl worshipper cannot be hampered by crashing raindrops. Buddha image, offered by King Damazi, is decorated with jewelries made of diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. All stones are donations by men and women of different times. Shanti, or Shan umbrella, is supposed to be slightly Thai style. The umbrella post is erected on the figures of 3 white elephants. In about November, on the night of a full moon day, the platform of Shwedagon is crowded and noisy because there is an annual weaving competition. Young ladies compete with one another to finish a yellow robe overnight to offer it to Buddha images early in the morning. It is a joyous, beautiful, traditional festival observed at the foot of the Great Pagoda. At 4 in the morning of full moon day, the robes are offered at Buddha images beginning from the first Buddha at Eastern Prayer Hall, led by pagoda trustees and followed by worshippers. Then they move clockwise and offered to another Buddha image. After the 4th Buddha image is offered with the robe, male worshippers go up a terrace. Only males and only registered males are allowed by pagoda trustee board here. No women on the upper terraces. As restricted, there are not many people up here. The place is more quiet, more peaceful, resounding a higher elevation. It is an astonishing experience to walk by vertical waves of a golden sea on upper terrace. There is one Buddha image with an imaginary third eye on the upper terrace. The image is fully covered with gold. The upper terrace and the Buddha image are taken care by a team of assigned monks. They have to go round and see if things are well. They collect and keep if any valuable gold pieces or jewelry fall down due to bad weather, erosion, or birds. Gold covered on the pagoda body is estimated to be 7 tons. Jewelry and gems on the upper part of the pagoda, priceless. Above all, the sacred relics enshrined inside secret chambers may not be termed at worldly prices. The diamond orb stands at the top of Shwedagon. It is studded with 4,351 diamonds, weighing over 2,000 carats, and 93 pieces of other gems. The very top of the orb is tipped with a single 76-carat diamond. The 199-pound vein is 4 feet 2 inches long and 2 feet 5.5 inches in width. It is not easy to evaluate the value of gems and jewelry donated by the ancient kings and people of different eras. 1.25 ton tea or umbrella has 7 tiers. Many small bells of gold, silver, and brass are attached to it, making sweet tinkling sounds in the bell. Some weight of umbrella is put on the banana bud by screws. Under the bud are the lotus petal and the inverted begging bowls. The renovations of Shwedagon to become the present size and appearance was done by successive kings and collections from individual donors through its long history. You may not, nobody may not have such a scenic panoramic bird's eye view to see the surrounding areas and the platform. This is just our cameraman's attempt to show roadways from the eastern side to southern approach. The panoramic view is more spectacular with rising spires. Western Gate was closed after annexation of Lower Myanmar in 1852. The garrison was later removed in 1929, and the gate was completely demilitarized in 1929. General renovations to the body of the pagoda and regilding is done every 4 years. Then a bamboo scaffolding is made around the pagoda body to shelter the gilding process from wind. Formerly, the whole body was encased with the scaffolding, but since about the time the large thick gold plates were used for permanent covering for upper part of the body, only lower part is still being gilded with thin, flimsy gold leaves. The scaffolding is made by traditional method of using bamboos, reed mats, and coconut fiber robes. It takes about 100 days to complete the reshining process. Gold dust is scrubbed or brushed and collected by traditional means. After about 3 months, the great pagoda is glittering and gleaming in gold again. This image of God holding a baby boy is most approached by childless couples or couples who need baby boys. A belief not directly connected to religious faith. There always is a couple or two seeking help from the baby-giving God. One day before Myanmar New Year. It is one of the most auspicious days to mark the ending of an old year. Sins, misdeeds, all bad things of moral and physical are to be discarded and face a new year with purely good mind and body. Releasing caged sparrows and fish to their habitat of freedom, doing meditation individually or collectively, offering flowers and candlelight to the great shrine at this auspicious time of the year-end, and chanting scriptures and praying for well-being of the country and the world. Myanmar is going to have a brighter tomorrow by the blessing of the great golden shrine.